When I first started my art journey over 10 years ago, I've realized that the hardest part was the start. With so many different brands and even more products on the market, it can be a challenge to find out which product best suits you. Also, it can be quite expensive to find out. So I created this series so that I would be the one to test out these products before you buy them. And together, we will find out which is worth it.
What's going on YouTube? My name is ADC Art Attack, his name is Bob, and welcome back to a brand new, re-energized, and potentially shocking episode of Cheap versus Expensive. Throughout our time on this series, we've managed to compare a great many products, from the cheapest of the cheap markers and the penny-saving paints, to the more premium priced, some overpriced items you've heard of but perhaps weren't willing to commit to. This series is about me spending the money and figuring out which product is worth it at the respective price points so that you don't have to. Now today's episode, as I said, is very, very special because it may be that I have found a brand new king within the marker world. Haven't used them just yet. They may just change the marker game forever.
Oh, bugger. Oh.
These are the Molotow Sketchers, a brand new marker from a company best known for its graffiti accessories and paint products. Now, coming in at a price point of $60 for 12 markers, a full 120 color range, and an initial, keep that word in mind, it's going to be important in just a moment, individual price of $5 per pen. These pens not only released with an impressive array of colors, but also fall into the premium price category, so I expect a lot. But there's something else about these pens that makes them quite unique. The entire interior, including the nib, are connected and replaceable as one, available separate from the pen's casing at half the original price.
Meaning you need only purchase the complete pen once. Or for even more penny saving, one case with the colors separate.
But wait! There's more! All three of the core nibs, brush, broad, and fine nibs, are available to choose from. Honestly, this is revolutionary and could potentially change markers forever. If I get a black marker, right? I could make myself a black and a yellow marker in one. Color combos! Now these markers do have one issue for me, and that is that they are water-based. However, these pens use a brand new ink dubbed Aqua Pro, designed to mimic alcohol-based markers. So they're not alcohol, but they are alcohol markers. They're trying to be alcohol markers. Cool. Now going up against these not alcohol markers will be a familiar face. Some say these are the ultimate marker. Cheap, accessible, fairly good, especially for their price. Coming in at an outstanding $200 for 216 markers, averaging less than $1 per marker, I can see why they're a fan favorite. But will that low price affect the quality and performance of the Ohuhu when going up against a powerhouse like Molotow in the art community? Molotow sketchers versus Ohuhu. Who will win the battle of worth it? Take a guess and enjoy.
Now then, with the recent release of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, I felt it only fitting to create a piece of art dedicated to this little guy. This drawing was created live on my brand new Twitch channel, ADC Art Attack, where I stream 4 days per week. It's one of the most amazing experiences and has helped me a lot to get back into art.
It's also a great chance to interact together and to see some exclusive artwork. If you are interested, there will be some links down below in the description, as well as the pinned comment of this video if you'd like to join us over there.
This drawing also comes in response to this absolutely amazing piece of artwork from the Archie comics. It looks fantastic, I love it, and the moment I saw it, I knew I had to reinvent it. With the line work complete, clean, dry, and ready for markers, it is time to get started. The first time you place the Ohuhu to paper, you're met with a beautiful flowing ink. Extremely responsive to shifts in speed and strokes over the paper, you almost glide across the surface, filling in areas with ease in a timely fashion. All with a relatively firm brush with one of the sharpest points I've ever seen in a brush marker. With a smooth, untextured casing and a great design, these markers, despite the low cost, feel premium. However, lack a weight to them, and with this lack of weight, I fear control may be limited. First impressions. Very nice. Conversely, we have sketches. The very first touch to paper was a difference to say the least. With an ink flow similar to that of a highlighter, soft to the touch and very precise, these feel like alcohol markers, but wet. It's quite unique. The brush is extraordinary, very soft yet maintains structure, already one of the best nibs I've ever experienced. The triangular grip elevates these markers, a far superior grip that allows for comfort and control. In combination with having some weight, these pens start strong with a very impressive first impression. Thanks to the combination of flow and precise brush, the level of control here is pretty accurate, with a higher than average degree of accuracy, keeping the inks where you'd like them. Blending is actually not too terrible either, with the colors maintaining the ability to be moved for a few moments. However, blends aren't perfectly smooth and hard edges can be left behind. Now, before I actually put the sketches to paper, I took advantage of the ability to switch the colors out, removing the broad nib that I never use and putting in place my deeper shadow. This is amazing. Also, keep in mind, I don't own the entire range of colors here, so the styles of my art may change to reflect this. But this feature allows a switch of tones, and in particular blending, to be more convenient, cutting the amount of time and markers laid out across my desk in half. Now, in regards to the blending itself, with more time spent on the paper, I am seeing the water-based ink more than I am the alcohol marker effect. I've come to realize that the paper is putting these markers at a great disadvantage. Based on the ink's description, I believed they would do well here. This isn't to say they are bad, they simply require a style change. And certainly, they are a marker favoring a more free, less refined style of art. Now the colors of the Ohuhu are beautiful, absolutely stunning, extremely vibrant with a very excellent level of coverage, drying near perfectly even. Due to the bright, vibrant, almost artificial finish of these markers, they definitely best suit the animated cartoon style of art, while those looking for realism may best be suited elsewhere. For this specific style of artwork, these markers do excel and they do produce fantastic results. Sketches take colors to another level. The tones are so rich with an exceptional level of depth. Coupled with a capacity to blend between a deeper range of colors, I'm honestly saddened that I lack the abilities with watercolor markers to use them to their full potential. The Ohuhu are certainly a grab and go marker, requiring little to no experience. As technically they are very basic with a rigid tip, there's not much to get used to. That said, color picking could be better. The caps of the pens poorly illustrate the actual colors, which will require either a color chart or a test sheet before use. 'Tis no surprise what I'm about to say here, but sketches are watercolors, and while they may dry like alcohol markers, they are not. This means they are a little bit more challenging and are going to require practice. Definitely not a grab and go. This is not a bad thing by any means, it just means you will need some more time with them, some more practice, and they will reward that practice. The ability to switch and replace colors makes them, from a practical standpoint, the best markers I've ever used. And honestly, I expect all marker companies going forward to be looking at this design choice and taking notes. And so in conclusion, the Ohuhu proved themselves a worthy alcohol marker once again, with a price point that is hard to argue against. These markers work extremely well under casual conditions with an emphasis on fun over seriousness. The blends themselves do leave much to be desired, and after a brief drying time, we start to see some breakdown of the colors, revealing the white of the paper underneath. However, for the artist who wants nothing more than just to create and relax, while also keeping their hobby at a comfortable budget, Ohuhu may just be the marker for you. Now the sketches are phenomenal. I put emphasis to this point that you do not judge them too harshly based on the results here today. I'm an alcohol marker artist, and this was new to me. The paper greatly impacted the performance here for better or worse, but the experience of using them easily puts them as the best water-based markers I've ever used. The colors are unnaturally natural, and I can feel my eyes almost relaxing upon staring at them. Truly beautiful. A unique marker with a very high skill ceiling and a design that no other marker has managed to come even close to. I would surely love to put these markers to another test under their preferred conditions. All in all, each of these markers is very different, but we've come this far. Which is worth it? The Ohuhu at $1 per pen, or the sketches at $5 for a complete pen, or $2.50 after the initial purchase price? As I said, comparing them is a challenge, and so my decision is based on what they are meant to be, and the price they command. With that in mind, I'm going with sketches. Although in my opinion the results are less refined here, I must factor in all aspects of their performance and the product itself. I also act on the assumption that on their suited paper and in a more experienced hand, these would be exceptional.
So there we have it, everyone. The video is complete. Were the results as expected? Now, before we check out, I want to mention two things. Firstly, that Twitch is where you can find me 4 days per week. There'll be a link down below in the description, as well as a pinned comment of this video. And secondly, sorry, I want to apologize for my absence. It was a struggle, and while I may never feel 100%, I wanted to remind you all to look after yourselves and to take your mental well-being serious. I genuinely hope you all had an amazing time here on today's video, and I look forward to seeing you all again in the next one. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.